Hello and welcome back. This is episode 3 of our Isle of Armor expansion playthrough. That was a tongue twister, wasn't it? But as you can see, we're doing our final battle. It's our last trial, which is a fight with Clara to see who's the best, because we're the only two that have gotten up this far. But evidenced by those tiny sparkles all over the place, she's already cheated and thrown toxic spikes all over the ground. So obviously, we're already better just because we don't cheat. We do everything genuinely, as you should. And originally I was kind of thinking just leaving this whole battle in, because it is kind of like, it is the trial. This is the whole point of this part of the story, but it's just a regular fight with Clara, essentially. She has her Slowbro, which I'll show you here in a second, that's can now Gigantamax. Or no, actually it doesn't even Gigantamax, it's just a Dynamax. Nothing really special, it's just a new evolution, and I mean, it looks cool. It's pretty powerful, but I have a slightly overpowered team, but also slightly underpowered team, so it kind of balances out, and we were finally able to beat her, and it was no problem. So I figured I'm not going to add the whole battle in here, I'll just kind of skip through while I'm talking. So yeah, that's basically the battle. She looks like she's going to crack. Like, this lady is on the brink of going insane. She just keeps losing to us, and she just cannot hold it back. That is the face of somebody who is just, like, on the edge. And now we'll get into the actual dialogue part of the story. Okay, so we have Mustard here. Yes, we completed the trial. We are the only ones. We are victorious, and we didn't cheat to do it. And now we get to talk to Claire straight up front, and she's gonna admit that she cheated to us. Exactly. Because you are just not good. But now here's the part that kind of irks me. There is some reason that Mustard and Honey are treating Clara the way you'll see in a second. Because I am 90% sure she's got to be like the kid of one of them. Like maybe Honey's daughter before her and Mustard met. Or like maybe just their first kid that they don't claim as their kid or something. Because he goes way too easy on her. He knows she cheated. He didn't try to intervene at all. He never said like, wait, we can't do the battle because Clara cheated. There's toxic spikes all over the floor. No, he's just like, you know what? We're just going to do this battle even though I know that this girl is completely cheating and it might screw over this guy over here. And sure, you could like chalk it up to like, oh, I know Brandon can take care of that. Like, it's not even going to challenge him. Whatever, we'll just let her do her thing. But still, even if he had known that I could beat her with her cheating, you would kind of think he would at least be like, look, this isn't fair, But anyways, he goes ahead and says she's going to be taking care of all the Pokemon for 6 months, which I mean does kind of suck. It is an alright punishment, but it's like, look, this girl doesn't even have to wear the dojo uniform while she's around. I mean, technically, I don't think I have to either, but look at it. Everybody else wears the uniform except this girl. This girl's always lagging behind, always being a pain in the ass. Nobody likes her. And then she goes ahead and cheats on the final trial, and nobody even cares. They're all just like, yeah, you guys did it. Woo. So, but anyways, my rant on Clara is over. Now we're moving on. We get to receive the secret armor from the Master Dojo, which is also kind of a strange thing. So we're just going to kind of ignore the little conversation that we have with Clara and just go straight to Mr. Mustard here. So Mustard is going to give us this secret armor. Let's see what we got. And I'm just going to let this little cutscene here play out. So, the secret armor turns out to be a little bitty legendary Pokemon. Although I still don't know if this one should be called legendary because, I don't know. I guess we won't get into the whole what makes a Pokemon a legendary or whatnot, but it almost just seems more like a mythical Pokemon, or like a pseudo legendary maybe. A pseudo legendary, I feel like maybe more accurate, because I haven't tried to breed this thing, but it seems like there could be more than one because he has one, and then he gives us one. So there's definitely not only one of these things running around. So it's not like a legendary Pokemon where it's kind of assumed that they're the only one, or that they're like so rare that you can't find other ones in the same dimension kind of thing. I don't know how it works. But anyways, it just doesn't really scream legendary Pokemon to me, especially even the evolved form just kind of looks like it would be part of the base roster of like Pokemon you can catch throughout the world, you know? And I think it's a good design, but I just feel like it's kind of a crappy design for a legendary Pokemon specifically. But anyways, so now that we have Kubfu, this is kind of the coolest part of the this is one of the things that I think was coolest that they brought back to the game, was actually letting your Pokemon come out of the Pokeball and walk around with you. And so of course Mustard asked me to take Kubfu around and get him more friendly with me, so I come out with none other than Marillaboom. Who better to be more friendly with than my starter Pokemon? I don't care about this Kubfu. But anyways, that's what it looks like when you have your Pokemon follow you. It's kind of cool. So we'll get on with the story and I'll stop walking around. So now I went around with Kubfu and actually fought in some battles and everything, got his friend level up, so I went back to Mustard. And now he's about to introduce us to the kind of the other focus of the Isle of Armor expansion outside of the story itself, which is Kubfu's little story where we train him up. So the Towers of Two Fists. This one was a kind of interesting thing. So if you take it to the Tower of Waters, essentially when you level up your Kubfu to become an Urshifu, it's going to be a water fighting type. But if you take it to the Tower of Darkness, he's actually going to evolve into an Urshifu that is dark and fighting. So normally I was kind of inclined to just do the Tower of Darkness, because I think dark and fighting sounded kind of cool. But I went through my boxes to see like what I had more of, and it actually, I think, at least from what I've caught in Pokemon Sword, it seems like water fighting is actually a little more rare than dark fighting. So I went ahead and I'm gonna choose the Tower of Waters, because I wanted to go with something that I don't have a ton of already. And basically my only water in fighting was like Poliwrath, and I think there were other ones, but Poliwrath was kind of just the only one I remember. But basically I know I have more fighting in dark ones than I do water and fighting, so we're gonna go over to that tower. So we get to the tower, and it turns out you need to have it level 70 in order to train quote-unquote smoothly. What he means by smoothly is just that they're like level 60. So having a level 70 Pokemon is going to make it a little easier to go through, because you also can't take any other Pokemon with you. You can only do it with Kubfu. Alright, so I went ahead and off-screen trained up Kubfu to level 70. So here we are in the Tower of Waters. Just wanted to check. Of course, you can't go upstairs without fighting the person, so we're going to go back and fight this girl. So let's skip to the battle. So she comes out with a Psyduck. It's level 65, so I was kind of thinking like, okay, well, how hard is this going to be? But so we use Iron Head. Iron Head doesn't do too much damage, but it's not bad either. Water Pulse hurts a little bit, but still nothing. So Brick Break was actually going to take out the Psyduck here. And then I didn't even pay attention to this before, but that's literally her only Pokemon. So we're done. So I think he said there's 5 floors and all of them probably only have one Pokemon. This is gonna be like super easy. And so there we go. Of course I was right, they're all extremely easy. Just one Pokemon per trainer. Basically it was a Krabby, a Marill, and then a Poliwhirl. And so now, finally we've taken all 3 of the other ones down, so we're set to go to the 5th floor. Let's head up and see what waits for us. And of course, who's waiting for us but Mustard? So I went ahead and beefed up Kubfu and gave him some vitamins and put a muscle band on him so that we are ready to go. And no matter what Master Mustard pulls out on us, we're gonna be good to go. Here he goes, throwing off that hat. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just... So the hat and the clothes and his face, sure. But what about those eyebrows? How does he make the eyebrows suddenly stand up just because he's into this battle? Like, what is going on here? Everybody's accessories in this game just kind of have a mind of their own. Like, we got the eyebrows here. We got the Dustox looking hairband that flaps its wings. Or hair bow, I guess. But everybody, for some reason, has parts of their body that have a mind of their own. And anyways, back to the battle. So this one I actually had kind of a strategy going. So I was like, I'm just going to bulk up as many times as I can. And then I'm just going to hit him with like one punch and take him out. So first I get hit with the aerial ace and I was kind of worried. I was like, oh shit, I'm going to die before I can do anything. But then he goes for the focus energy, which gives me a little more time. So now I've got 3 bulk ups on me. And so every time I'm able to get one off, my defense goes up. So boom. That Brick Break did a little less damage than it should have. So now we got 4 bulk ups. And I think the max you can do is 5. So we're gonna go for another one. But first I think I gotta heal because this is getting a little too close. Of course, he critical hits me, so now we're gonna heal again. Another critical hit. And so I was like, well, should I heal? No, I'm just gonna go and I'm just gonna try and take him out right now. Just close combat him all the way to hell. And boom. Leaves him on 1 health because of his stupid focus sash. Oh, that's so upsetting. And so, of course, my Kubfu's smart. It didn't want me to feel bad, so it stayed on at 1 HP so that we can take him out with the Brick Break. Take that focus sash. That was a very unnecessary backflip. So I'm just gonna let this cutscene also play out here. Alright, so we beat Mustard, and so now we find out Leon, of course, as I think somebody said before, trained with Mustard before, but he never even finished the Kubfu challenge, which, if you think about it, is interesting, because that means that Leon has a Kubfu, but he's never used it. So, I wonder if that'll ever come up later. Actually, now I'm kind of curious if we go back to talk to Leon after finishing the Isle of Armor, if he has anything to say about that. If I find a way to talk to Leon, I will find that out and I'll post it. Anyways, we find out that Kubfu has a special way of evolving, and it's literally just by learning from this scroll on the wall. So as long as you let him read this scroll, he discovers the secret to evolution. and becomes Urshifu. So that's kind of interesting. That's a new way to say that to make a Pokemon evolve. I wonder if they'll ever use it again, or if it's just kind of tied into this story and that's it. So Urshifu's special attack is Surging Strikes, which is basically like a repetitive move. So it's kind of like Fury Swipe. So if it does a decent amount of damage, but then it also attacks like 3 times in a row. So I actually think that would be better than the other version of Urshifu that you could get, the one-hit wonder guy. Because if you think about it, let's say somebody used Focus Sash just like Mustard did in this battle. If I had the other version of Urshifu for somebody like that, they're going to bring him down to 1 HP, and that Focus Sash will be used, and then that's it. I have to wait for the next turn. But this version of Urshifu, if we bring him down to the 1 HP with 1 hit, it's not over. We don't have to wait for the next turn. He just hits again. Because I tested this move out, and it's actually pretty strong, so I think this was the better choice anyways. Not just because it's water, but his signature move is actually kind of nicer to have. That's just my opinion, though. But anyways, so that's kind of the official end to the whole story of Isle of Armor. But if you actually go back into the dojo after beating Mustard, it turns out our buddy Hop is here. Alright, that being said, I'm actually just going to end it here. Hop's part is pretty short, but it's a little too long for me to try and jam into this episode. I feel like that'd just be dragging it on a little too long. So we're just going to push it into episode 4, and I'll see you then. In the meantime, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If there's any suggestions you have, feel free to just drop them down in those comments. And yeah, I will see you next time. Have a great day.